So that right there, folks, is the sort of swamp troll version that Soul Reaver gave me when we first started looking for artists. I think I may probably just mentioned it a little bit, and that was before I even started campaigning to say, hey, we're looking for somebody, and so he drew this up real quick. And at first I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. And then we were thinking that since it's a continuation of Darkness Falls: The Crusade, we opted to try to get something a little more like the old troll. So I'm like, okay, let's try the old troll, and then I'll show you in a second what he did for that.
It's not a troll, it's a giant goblin.
Kinda, yeah. Goblin that works out.
He's buff.
Alright, there's...
in typical mythology, trolls had really long arms.
Then we have the third installment, Andre the Troll.
Andre the Troll.
That's my favorite.
I don't think that one was mine.
No.
You're gonna have to upload that and let people be able to put that as their avatar.
I'm sure somebody will figure it out. Yeah.
I was actually thinking that and obviously you would have wanted to consider this before you had the guy doing the artwork, but figuring out what the different guild armor is for each class or weapon, whatever, and then having the picture include that.
Yeah, that's something that's basically our on our wish list, and it's one of those things where
Maybe down the line.
As a developer, it's like that would be absolutely amazing. So I think that should this project kind of grow beyond what we think it will, then there's a good chance that that kind of thing might happen. At least from my perspective, I would make sure that something like that would happen if we were able to.
Yeah, what was it that you wanted to like? It would be able to change the avatar, like if they got certain realm titles.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to kind of adopt it's not really microtransactions. It wasn't based on that, but it was basically the concept that a lot of the games do now, which is like achievement-based things. So, but if we really wanted to, if people enjoyed the idea, then yeah, it could be related to realm titles or just overall sort of achievements, kind of like without the whole annoying aspect of collecting and seeing achievements by everybody. We don't want it to turn it into something else completely.
I think from 1 to 16, you should have like where they show up as a baby and like slowly grow up. So they're like full size at 16.
That's not a bad idea. That would that's basically would multiply the cost by like 3 or 4. So that's what it comes down to, I think in an ideal world where this was our full-time job, I think we would absolutely do something like that.
I think with the samples that he has there, I could probably de-age them a little bit in steps.
You should mess around with it just for fun. See what you can come up with.
It may be difficult because the art that we have now. I should have a disclaimer every time I bring it up, but they are actually they're licensed, so yeah, we'd have to kind of
Get permission, obviously.
yeah. Well, I mean that's not the hard part, or there's really no difficulty in it, but that's just a little side note.
Oh, I see. Up there, you guys were talking about the chat breaking the words on the wraparound.
Yeah. Yeah, somewhere in the latest updates, things get shifted around sometimes without obvious notice. So I'm not entirely sure. Mike's looking into it, or he's looked into it, and it's likely a very small thing. It'll be very hard to find manually. So hopefully it's not causing too much trouble for him.
I do like that you guys are using Oxford comma.
We are dignified.
Yeah, there's a lot of areas that I never saw while I was in DFC. Even though I played for a long time, like there's a lot of areas I never ventured to, and especially the other realms. I did a little bit when I ended up mixing some characters in good, I think. But
I think the most noticeable, the largest, kind of misnomer on my part is how little I knew about, Tamia and Carindel. Carindel's a little different, but Tamia, for one, I didn't explore it very much, and rebuilding it, I started to rebuild it room by room, by hand, and so I was like really getting intimate with the areas and all the houses and all the various characters that were described and stuff. So stuff that I never ever saw before. So I got to kind of experience that, which is cool.
I think as you get older, that sometimes your shift on what you pay attention to changes, right?
Right.
Like, oh, look, it's a door. I come in. Okay, I don't see anything in there. I'm just going to leave. Like, not necessarily read the flavor text on the empty room.
Exactly, yeah. And if you guys are interested, the next 6 portraits will be including the female kobold, the first evil race, and I'll leave that as a surprise. And I believe, what else are we doing? I don't remember. It'll be fun. I'll let you guys know. I'll probably get it next week for like Thursday, but female kobold will be one of them for sure. So look forward to that. No, we haven't. We're just going down the list, and there just happened to not be an evil race until now. So we'll have 2 coming up, at least 2.
Are you guys going to keep them all black and white, or are you going to do any shading or coloring?
The art for each portrait is designated to only being a line art piece. So we'll play with it. We'll probably set it up with the background, like the scroll, and see what it looks like. And then if it's a little too, undefined, then we'll take a look at it. No worries, dude. I've all of the finals that you see took, various levels of communication, of constant communication to make sure that the artist understood, what is needed. And thankfully, we do have the original art, just from the game files that we all had. But for things like, and I know this is chaos again, but for the female lizardmen, we have like the original, like actual portrait sketch, full body. I'll put that up in a minute if you haven't seen it. But yeah, we were super stoked when Mr. Meyer shared that with us. And so when I get to that race, that one is likely to be like probably really well done again, hopefully. It's a bummer that we can't use the originals, and that we don't have access to more originals, but the just the presence of the original female lizardman was pretty awesome. I'll find it and I'll show you again. So there's like the original scanned sketch in its glory. It's huge and super detailed and looks pretty awesome. So it's unfortunate that we, none of us, even Mr. Meyer, have access to the others. But this just goes to show just kind of how much detail went into it and how much detail is lost when you shrink it down and kind of. I don't know what they did. They made it in like a, not like a vector or anything, but kind of similar idea, lower quality.
I love that picture.
It down.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I wish we could see all of them.
Yeah, that's